Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a great day. Today is Wednesday, and Riot provided their Q3 numbers 2 days ago now. I've been trying to keep up with all these results here coming out from all the mining companies, so I'm a little bit behind, so forgive me for that, but let's get into the numbers here really quick. They had a great quarter. So total assets increased to 954 million, compared to 280 million in December 31st, the beginning of the year. And then if we look at their earnings here, so revenue net cryptocurrency mining is at 53 million. And revenue net for data center hosting, which I was surprised that they went up this much, 11.1 million compared to, I think they had like 2.6 million the previous quarter. So that's a huge increase in that. And hosting, obviously a nice increase as well in revenue from crypto mining. So total revenue came in at 64 million.8. And then there isn't much anything else in here that I wanted to cover. Let's get into the stock here itself. So obviously Bitcoin right now has gone down the last 3 days. It is actually bouncing off quite nicely off of the 50-day moving average here. We saw a bounce off of it yesterday, and then it bounced off of it as well today. It went a little bit below it, which is okay, but at least it's bouncing off of that. So I think this is where our support is at the 50-day moving average. We'll have to see if it continues on. Obviously, the RSI is down nicely also at 45. So last time we were at this point on the RSI at 45, we were here, which was back when the price was around, what was that? Right around $44,000. So obviously, this gives me hope that we can still continue going up in this bull market here. And this is just a little correction that we've had here. But if we look at Riot obviously pulled back down yesterday. It actually finished out the day on positive, but I think it started out lower. That's why we have a positive candlestick here. But it was down basically the $5.19, down 12.5% roughly to 36.90. In the pre-market right now, it is up 2.36% or 87 cents up. So that's good news. We don't have anything new here as far as institutions, anything like that. Analysts are still the same. We still have 7 buys. Looks like 3 of them are for strong buy and 4 of them are for buy. And then if we look at some of their numbers here, and we'll get back to my sheet here. But this is from the report here. Let me turn off this really quick. Okay, so Riot continues to attain significant milestones and positions itself for future opportunities driven by its focus on Bitcoin mining. So increased total revenue by 2,532% to a record of 64.8 million for the 3 months period ended. That obviously includes the hosting as well. So increased mining revenue by 2,099% to a record 53.6 million for the 3 months. So that's really good. Very nice increase there. Increased mining revenue margin to 76% as compared to 47% for the same period last year. They also increased BTC production by 482% to a record of 1,292 Bitcoin, and produced a net loss of 15.3 million for the 3-month period ended September, and here's why. So net loss for the quarter was significantly impacted by non-cash stock-based compensation expense of 36.0 million and a non-cash unrealized loss of 11.2 million on marketable equity securities. So they gave themselves bonuses of 36 million roughly. What else do we have here? Substantially all of the current assets as of September 30th, 2021, totaling 179 million, are highly liquid. As of October 31, 2021, the company's unaudited BTC balance stood at 3,995 BTC, all of which were produced by its mining operations. So those were all great things. I mean, great quarter for them. They did a great job. Obviously, don't like seeing all this stock-based compensation here, but Mars doing the same thing. Some of the other companies are doing it as well, so I guess it's par for the course. Okay, so let's take a look at my numbers here, how we got here. So third quarter is this quarter right here. So I had them at, for the quarter, my estimate was at 56.7 million for their mining. I had the hosting at 2.8 million. That was obviously a huge gain on the hosting there of 11.1 million. So they reported 53.6 million from mining right here. And the difference is basically 3.10 million from where I had them and where they ended up at. So that's a difference of 5.47%, which is above where I like to stay within the margin. I try to be within 5% of it, ideally less than 2.5%. But you just never know when the miners are coming in. So as we got more information on it as far as what they actually have. So they reported they have 27,270 miners as of October. Hash rate is at 2.8 exahash. So that brings us to these miners here that are in October. So we have those mining at all 3 months here, except for the ones that just came in, possibly at 2.5 months. Could be less than that. Could be depending when they came in October, whether it was towards the middle or towards the end. I got them at 2.5 months roughly right now. And then these miners here are obviously the ones that are mining. So those are the S19 Pros. I have a petahash on them listed right now at 2.79. They reported 2.8, so I'm pretty close to where they are. The big question is obviously what are they going to bring in the last 2 months, so November and December. If they bring in these miners here, that's almost, it's 10,000 miners roughly. If they get those in the next month, that's going to increase their possible revenue for them that I'm going to be estimating here by about $11 million here. Because you got basically, these are going to be making $4 million and $6 million a month on it at the current price of Bitcoin at 60,580. So that would actually raise them up instead of 87.8 to closer to 88, 89 million, or 98, 99 million for the quarter, if that all holds true. So obviously I got them right now at 87.8 million just on revenue from mining. Obviously we're not including the hosting. Hosting could be also again, 11 or maybe even higher than that, could go up to 13, 15 million dollars. Just don't know. That's hard. That's a hard one to figure out. So we're leaving it out for now, but we're just using the mining for that. So based on that information, the stock is at 36.90. Wow. We got a current price to earnings multiple of 198 reported by Microsoft. Shares outstanding is 95 million. Market cap is at 3.5 billion. So we know that they have a BTC HODL of 3,995 Bitcoins. That equates to $242 million worth of Bitcoin right now. Okay, so as always, my net income estimates are 50% and 75% based off of that. So that would be net after expenses. And I also use the price to earnings multiple of 20. So at the current price at 36.90, I mean, they reported they're at what, 76, 78% net margin on mining. So if we use the 75%, I have them currently at 32.85, which the market has them at 36.90, which isn't too bad. We're pretty close to that. So if Bitcoin goes up to 100,000, we're looking at 41.78. 150,000, we're looking at 53.11. 200,000, 64.44. If that happens, obviously Q4 is the one that's going to be one moving right now, depending on where the price of Bitcoin is. The other quarters, Q1, Q2, Q3 are static. Those are not changing. So the only thing that will change here is this number here based on when they get the miners in and how many they're getting in. And then that will obviously have an impact on the total estimated growth revenue for them, which is then used to calculate the 50% and 75% off. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. I cleaned it up a little bit as well. Got rid of some of the miners that aren't in yet, that aren't going to be in for until next year sometime. So I just took out those numbers just to give us what we're still missing here for this year. So these are the ones that are supposed to be delivered this year. We'll see if that actually happens. Obviously, we have supply chain issues. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. It'd be nice if they at least get half of these in by the end of the month or by the end of the quarter. We'll give them a nice bump in the price here. But yeah, everything else is looking good. Obviously, not happy with the stock options-based compensation. I wish they would do that if they were actually profitable, on the EPS's, earnings per share side. But nice growth, 2.8. They reported, 2.6. This was in September, so 200 petahash growth in the month, basically, of October. So really good numbers. Nothing to complain about. Let me know what you guys think of it. Obviously, they're still growing. They still have a lot of miners to install, and they're building out their buildings. They still have their immersion cooling that they're doing. So we'll have to see how that impacts their performance as well, because that could give them 25 to 50% more hash rate based on the miners that they have. So 2022 is going to be an interesting year for them, as long as Bitcoin stays up in price and doesn't crash back down to 20,000 or 25,000, somewhere around there. It's going to be a good year for everybody, I think. So that's all I got for you guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below as far as what you thought of the quarter. I thought it was a good quarter. It was a great quarter for them. They're doing good things. They're obviously getting miners in. So let me know what you guys think. All right, have a great day, you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Oh, next one is going to be DigiHost provided their October mining production, so we'll do a video on that later on today. And then I have all of the miners already in for their production for October. So we'll do a deep dive video on all the miners, comparing them to each other to see who basically is the most undervalued, who is the most overvalued, and then as far as who's doing the best job getting new miners in place. So that's coming up as well. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, have a great day.